In this example, I'm going to explain about compiler as well as interpreter. See, so what is the difference between compiler and interpreter? How compiler works and how interpreter works? First of all, both are translators only, programs. Translate the code of one format into another format. That's it. But suppose here compiler means, suppose if there is a code, 150 lines of code is there. Just consider the total 150 lines of code is there. But at line number 147, there is an error. Consider some semicolon is missing. Whatever the reason, there is a small error at line number 147 in this code. Okay. When you are passing this code, when you submit to this code to the compiler directly will give you the error message, error at line number 147. Please resolve first. So compiler converts the complete code. Here, according to this diagram, complete code means what? 150 lines of code at a time. At a time, if there is no error. Only if there is no error. So that is what a compiler. Compiler check all lines of code at once, at a time. If there is no error in all the 150 lines of code, then it will convert, right? Suppose if it is an interpreter, the same code, if you are passing to the interpreter, if the same code, if you are passing to interpreter, then what interpreter will do? It will check the first line is correct or not. Yes, then it will generate the output for the first line. Next, it will check that second line is correct or not. It will generate output for second line, output for third line. Like that, line by line, it will check. So total, it will generate output for 146 lines of code. And the program terminates here. Program execution terminates by showing error at line number 147. That is. So interpreter means what? Line by line code checking. If there is no error in the first line, it will generate the output for the first line. So very simple one. If you want to check what is the difference between compiler and interpreter. Compiler means what? All at once checking. All at once checking. Interpreter means what? Line by line checking. Line by line checking. This is the simple way to explain the difference between compiler and interpreter. That is.